Alright guys, our next video is going to be multiply a whole number and a fraction. Okay, so we're multiplying a whole number by a fraction for this one. So a lot of my kiddos in class want to take a problem like this, 8 times 1/2, and they want to try to convert it to an improper fraction, almost as if it's written like this, 8 and 1/2. They would do multiply, then add. So that'd be 16 plus 1 more is 17 halves is what they'd get for their answer. However, I have to remember that 8 1/2 is a very different thing than 8 groups of 1/2. If I had 8 halves of a candy bar, I know when I add it all back up, I really only have 4 whole candy bars, not 8 whole candy bars and half of another. Okay, they're very different, so I cannot think about converting to an improper fraction. I have to think about how do I multiply a whole number by a fraction. So one way we talked about to do that in class is we think about putting our 8 as a fraction as well. To make any whole number a fraction, I just put it over 1. So if my whole number is 8, it's 8 over 1. If my whole number is 17, it'd be 17 over 1. If my whole number was 136, it'd be 136 over 1. So any whole number I can make a fraction by putting it over 1. Okay, now I just go straight through and multiply my numerator times my numerator. So 8 times 1 is 8. And my denominator times denominator. 1 times 2 is 2. Okay, so since I'm multiplying a 1 by my denominator won't change. Okay, it's just my numerator that'll change. So here, 8 times 1 is 8. I realize that this is top heavy, so I'm going to have to call in the DJ since there are 2 numbers. If you're unsure about how to do that, you can watch my converting fractions video. Okay, here I know that 2 goes into 8 4 times. I know that there's nothing left over, but instead of writing a fraction with a 0 halves, I really don't even need that part. My answer is just 4 wholes. Okay, so that's multiplying a whole number by a fraction. I'm going to show you one more example. Let's do 12 times 5/6. Okay, so multiplying a whole number by a fraction, first thing I want to do is put my whole number over 1. That'll keep me from accidentally trying to convert to an improper fraction, because that's a very different answer, as you can see. So here I multiply numerator times numerator. That'll give me 60. Denominator times denominator. That will give me 6. So this one actually just happens to work out to where it equals a whole number exactly. There's nothing remaining. So like I said before, I really don't even need that. It's just the same thing as 10. Okay, it may not always work out. I could have done 12 over 1 times just 1/5. Gotten 12 over 5. Here I know that that doesn't go in evenly. It goes in 2 whole times with 2/5 remaining. So it won't always be just a plain old whole number like it was in the first 2 examples. There might be a leftover fraction, and then I'll just show it as a mixed number. Okay, so that's multiplying a whole number and a fraction together. My main thing to remember is I have to put my whole number over 1. Oftentimes I just rewrite my problem. Okay.